Did you know there's a connection between God's love for us, our reciprocating that love, and the strength to overcome adversity? You might wonder, what does loving God have to do with overcoming life's most difficult trials? We all know that the situation we're all faced with right now are challenging. And someone said it like this, that it's like we're all in a sci-fi movie with our masks on and waiting for the director to say cut so we can take our masks off and start to breathe again. But I want you to know that despite all of these things, the scripture says we have overwhelming victory. I love that word, overwhelming. It's not just victory, it's overwhelming victory. So I want to impart to you today the strength to overcome whatever you're going through. You might have financial challenges. You might have relational challenges. Worse, we might be challenged in our health, and some of us have lost loved ones. I want to give you some examples of some people in the Bible. In 1 Samuel chapter 1, we read about Hannah. She was in a challenging marriage. She didn't have children, had fertility problems, and her husband took a second wife, which was the custom of that time, in order to have children, a lady called Peninnah. Now, this lady was cruel. She would make fun of Hannah, the first wife, until Hannah would weep and not eat. But the thing that really blessed me about Hannah is that she did not stop loving God. She would go to the temple every year to worship. She would not answer back with the same hostility that she faced. She just kept on trusting God. And one year when she went to worship God, she said to God in 1 Samuel, and you can go on to read the whole story, that if you bless me with a son, I will offer him back to you to serve you all the days of his life. I find this woman very encouraging because during her worst moment, in the time she's living in the presence of her enemy, she did not stop loving God. She drew strength from the love of God. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. That even when things don't look like God cares about you, He does care. And we don't get our strength from the things God is doing, but from who He is, His identity. God is love. And love does not rejoice in evil. So while we cannot see behind the scenes of everything God is doing, He's working everything together for good. So Hannah went to the temple, she prayed, she asked God, if you would bless me with a son, I will give him back to you. Now you cannot outgive God. As soon as she said that, God was so moved by Hannah's devotion to Him that when she got home, within 24 hours of that prayer, she conceived a son. She kept her word, took the baby to the temple to serve God, and then you will think that's it. She gave her son to God, now she's back again with no children. But no, that's not where the story ends. Hannah went on to have 5 more children because God promised that when you put your trust in Him, He said, I will rescue you, I will reward you, I will strengthen you, I will work everything together for good. And so when I read 1 Samuel chapter 1, I just say, take it on the chin, Peninnah. Did you see that? What God did for that woman? She went through years and years and years of having nothing. And then bam. Someone said walking with God sometimes is like nothing, 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 bam. And God just shows up and He just blows you out of the water with overwhelming victory.